Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The man with the plan is back from the land. Tap in, baby.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. It is a Motion Monday. And I cannot hide it. I can't hide it on my face. I can't hide it with my smile. If you're watching us on YouTube, just straight cheesing. I'm excited. Today is a huge day on Theoretically Speaking. It is a huge Motion Monday. We have an appearance pending with Ricky Williams, 1998 Heisman winner, and a man who also was a legend for the Dolphins, not once, but 2 stints in a Miami uniform. Going to be asking him some great things about college football running backs, the reignition of that position. Of course, I got to sneak in some cannabis questions with my guy as well. But Ricky Williams coming up, CK. This is good times. CK's on the other side of the glass on the 1s and 2s. And I do not currently have my fastball because I've been gone. How have you been, though?
Hey, you and I both. I've been gone just one less day than you. I was off the show on Thursday and Friday. So I've been letting the slow news cycle of the summer just wash over me.
Yes.
And instead, what did I watch last night? I watched the latest Final Destination movie. Good flick, by the way. Not too bad.
The latest Final Destination movie, what number are they on now?
This was the 6th one, if I recall correctly.
I used to that was one of those movies that I actually did enjoy tapping in on as a kid. My big brother would get me to watch. It was just so absolutely insane the way they were killing people off. Like, is that still the premise, the root of all things? People are just doing normal day things, and then out of nowhere an anvil hits them on the head?
Exactly. Like, people talk about they don't like driving behind those logging trucks where they have the big trees behind it because of one of the scenes in Final Destination.
Yeah.
I'm often afraid of condensation on drinks because of a scene that was in a Final Destination movie. Yeah, where like the condensation water puddle and then it drips down a wire and goes to a socket and it screws up the fan and all that.
Yeah.
So I am now very well aware of my surroundings about each and every way that I can die today.
I'm not like you're right. Maybe what Final Destination is there for is to continue to prepare us. Our brains are literally wired for survival. That is the way the human brain is made up. It is constantly just trying to keep you alive. That is why we prefer comfortability over growth. So the more you expose your brain to the potential ways in which you can die.
You won't catch me in a tanning bed soon. Not going to happen. Nope.
I'm telling you, though, bro, that's why I don't want to go skydiving and bungee jumping.
They would never put skydiving or bungee jumping in a Final Destination movie. Exactly.
Low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging. More people are killed by vending machines than they are by skydiving every year. I made that up. I don't know.
No. Well, not that specific stat, but that people, I think it's like 11 or so people a year are crushed by vending machines.
Yeah, or like the shark statistic. People love that because people, especially if you live by the coast, you're afraid of sharks. Everyone saw the movie Jaws.
Oh, well, not everybody.
Not me. I'm a shark lover, not a fighter.
Deep Blue Sea was a good one. That was LL Cool J. One of the movies in which he starred in.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Or Deep Blue Ocean. I can't remember which one, but whatever that one was, I absolutely loved that as a kid. I watched that like 3 or 4 times.
There's like a kitchen on the ship, and they're trying to get away from the big shark that flooded the cabin or whatnot.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that movie too, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's what it says.
There's like one called Shark Night.
It's Deep Blue Sea, I think.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm going to look it up. Deep Blue Ocean.
There's 13 miles down or meters down or whatever, and then there was a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Shark horror movies are very hard to beat. I know that Jaws was the impetus of this, and everyone kind of takes their lead, but sign me up for a good shark horror movie every day of the week.
It's not bad because I also already have a internalized fear of the ocean, as in like more so like deep out in the ocean. But I'm never going to encounter a shark. I can say that with all confidence in the world.
We'll give you a couple of years on this show, and I'll get you out into the deep blue sea with me.
No, absolutely not. I also don't like the way that sounded. I don't want to be out there on the water. If I'm in a boat out on the intracoastal, let's keep it on the intracoastal. Let's keep it in between the two sandbars. I don't want to experience whatever's out there. If it was for me, it will be over here.
So we actually talked about my experience swimming with sharks with you and Tina on the air before Theoretically Speaking was even a thing.
It's true.
Because we were covering for somebody at some point in some time.
Yeah.
And
As we
dude,
used to do.
it's a great experience. Like I was out there snorkeling right off the coast, off of Riviera Beach, and I grabbed some tails, some sharks, the lemon sharks, just dilly-dallying a little bit.
Them. You touched them.
I actually touched them, and I got warned, say, don't do that.
Why would you? So wait, you touched the sharks without asking permission first?
Well, the shark wouldn't register my question, but I didn't ask the question of the people that was guiding me there, no. They were in their colorful wetsuit to draw all of the attention from the shark, and they were chumming the waters. They were feeding them by hand so that us citizens could just hold onto the rope and observe them and float in the water with our snorkels. And when there's one shark, that's pretty cool, but you always can keep an eye on it. When there's two sharks, different story. They can sneak up on you a little bit and fly by your left shoulder.
Oh my God.
And I got more comfortable through the excursion. And yeah, towards the end of it, I was grabbing dorsal fins and whatnot.
Yeah.
And letting them know, yeah, I'm here. Top dog, humans, number one. Represent.
Claiming your space. The issue is you're saying you're top dog, human number one. Yes, we are number one on the food chain. On land. On land. They own the ocean.
I don't know, man.
On their terrain. That is a road game.
You know, humans, like, depending on what you believe, might have evolved from the ocean. So I think that if humans were forced out to the ocean, we would eventually conquer that as well.
No, we wouldn't.
Oh, we dominate.
Gills.
Great white sharks would not stand a chance if we were backs against the wall as humans forced to play road games.
In the ocean.
Yes.
You think that human beings would dominate the ocean if we were forced off the land? That is what you're telling me.
Step one, all right, you go to a Great Barrier Reef, right? And then you start building infrastructure with what's provided by you by the ocean. And then you make weapons. And then, bang, sorry, sharks. We are having shark soup for lunch, dinner, and every meal in between because we dominate. And we got to establish the run ball. That's what we got to do.
Just establish halfback dive.
Mm-hmm. We would definitely conquer the ocean if backs against the wall pushed away from the land.
Who pushed us off the land? I mean, shouldn't we deal with that problem first? If we got pushed off the land, what makes you think we're going to go to a new terrain, one in which we are not able to breathe because of, the fact that we need oxygen to survive and we drown if we go underwater? You think that is just going to be like we're going to just jump in there and figure it out, especially considering the state of mankind right now, where our attention spans are no longer than 5 seconds and everybody's at odds with each other over what color of the party that they love.
Listen, you seem to be someone who's afraid to get their hands a little bit pruny by the salt water.
Yeah.
We'll get over that pretty quickly. And to answer your question, if we got pushed off of land, how can we survive in the water? Maybe it's a meteor, right? Maybe it's an alien. Maybe it's something that's not currently on this earth, comes to this earth, and pushes us off our continents that we know and love. We've got no choice to conquer the 7 seas, and we can do that.
Yeah. No, we can't.
I'm telling you, we just maybe take some Royal Caribbeans or Carnival cruise ships, establish a residency out there, and then dominate.
You're absolutely stupid. I just watched a documentary on what goes wrong when a bunch of folks are on a cruise ship and then one little minor inconvenience happens and you lose a little electricity, and they were walking around in pools of their own feces.
I've scrolled past that on Netflix. You actually click play?
I think it's called Trainwreck. There's a series on Netflix called Trainwreck, and yes, they the cruise ship one, we pressed play on, the wife and I. And it was absolutely like she will not touch another cruise now. So if you still want your girlfriend, your family, or anybody to go on a cruise with you, don't show her that.
I've never been on a cruise before.
Yeah. It's a cool experience. It's fun. It's like a little. It almost feels like boarding school for like 5 or 6 days for adults. It's like summer camp for adults, really.
You make those relationships that you are going to act like they're forever for those 3 days, and then you get off the cruise ship and like, all right, back to my job.
I immediately don't know any of you anymore, but just yesterday we were best buds. We couldn't go to the dining hall without each other. You talk about conquering the seas, conquering the waters. When I was out in Cleveland last week, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous scenario they have right there, right off of the lake where they're downtown, and Cleveland is right off the lake. And then I heard specifically about how Browns fans are able to take ferries over to the game, and everything is kind of centered around this waterside vibe. And the funniest thing about that is that's my first time in Cleveland, my first time in the land. Number one, I had no clue, especially in the summertime, how much aura they actually kind of have out there around that activation. They got this place called like the Flats. That's where ESPN Cleveland is, and it's actually like really, really dope. I want to get out there. Maybe you and I, C-Cat, should take one of these Sundays, if not this season, but next season, and do a Browns game day before they get that new stadium and move like 20 minutes outside of Cleveland.
Okay.
Like, we need to make that shake. But also, what I realized with the Browns and with everybody that touched foot in Cleveland, I was there for a conference, so it was a lot of people from out of town, in town, kicking it, chopping it up, talking ball. There is nothing the Browns can do this year that will intrigue people, that will attract them to want to watch their games, talk about them in any way, outside of starting Shedeur Sanders, not 10 weeks in, not after Flacco or Pickett or whoever the hell else gets an injury and you're left to put him in the game. But I'm talking about week 1. Friday night, Browns-Panthers, that game, it would have never drawn any eyeballs. Nobody would have cared about it in any way that made any kind of impact. And then also, the production that you got from Shedeur Sanders, when Stefanski and the bunch decided he should be out there, 2 touchdowns, efficient through the air, even on passes, 10 yards or plus down the field. I think he was 5 for 7 with 70-plus yards on passes, 10 yards or more down the field. The dude showed up in a way in which I do think that the only answer for Stefanski, for Andrew Berry, for anybody around the Browns, I don't know if this comes down from the ownership or whatnot from the Haslams, is you should start Shedeur and deal with the consequences later. Because no matter if he's good or if he's bad, if he's electric, if he's boring, if he helps you win games, or if he helps you to be the number 1 pick in the draft next year, anything he does as the starting quarterback for that team is good. Anything that any of those other jokers, and it's technically a quarterback competition, C-Cat, but I more so consider it a quarterback obligation because it does still feel like they don't have any kind of confidence, willingness, or I would say readiness to start any of those dudes. They're just going to trot out who's most convenient. Nobody else in that quarterback room moves the needle the way that Shedeur Sanders can, and I'm not just talking about production-wise. I'm talking about just overall value. Like, there were eyes on that team. They're buying his jersey. The fans care about it. Start Shedeur and deal with the rest later. That's how I feel about it now.
Yeah, because I don't think the primary objective for the Cleveland Browns in 2025 is to make the playoffs. Yeah. I feel like it's to set up the following 5 to 10 years, and that includes either finding your quarterback for the future this year or positioning yourself to select a quarterback in next year's draft. That's kind of the first chess piece they moved was this year's NFL draft by not taking Travis Hunter and getting more draft picks for that position, was moving down a couple of picks.
Yes. And I don't think Dylan Gabriel is ready at all. Like, seeing what I saw at the camp, like, he didn't look that good. And I know it's the preseason. I know it wasn't always against the ones, but Shedeur looked confident. He had a thrill of a time doing it. The moments certainly didn't look too big for him, and you knew that coming into it because the guy is literally so confident that people felt it to be a negative at certain points. I've been on these radio airwaves, and I had been all week long, I had been dealing with people ridiculing me for my Shedeur Sanders takes and saying that I'm hating on the young man. I have the most objective take in the world about this dude. I wouldn't want him to be my starting quarterback. I don't think he's special at anything. I don't think he has like any kind of elite talents, elite traits. But if I were the Browns, I, number one, see a lot of value in you getting him in the 5th round. And number 2, I see a whole lot of value in you trotting him out there and allowing him to prove the many things he himself has told us before he even became a Cleveland Brown. Remember in the NFL draft process when he walked up to the podium and he told the 32, or technically 31, NFL owners out there that if you don't want to change your culture, don't draft me because that's what I do. Well, then, damn it, give him a chance to do it. And if it works out, great. If not, then you can get your quarterback in the future next year. But don't waste our time making us break down Kenny Pickett tape. That's all I ask. Put Shedeur out there and at least give us a show.
Yeah, for the general football public, it's better for the football world for Shedeur to play because you can either hate or you can love, and one side or the other will get to say, I told you so, you look so dumb right now. And the football world can say, the entire football world is so dumb, this guy slipped outside of the first round, let alone down to round number 5.
Now you're a genius.
Now, yeah, exactly. Or even though you passed on him a couple times, but you got him with the least amount of picks. I mean, that kind of works out well.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any merit to, wait a second, maybe the preseason is when SHEDEUR Sanders' stock in the NFL will be at its all-time high during his time in the NFL and flip this guy for even more assets?
I thought that, C-Cat. But then I went on NFL.com, and I was like, let me just check. Let me check something right quick. Typed in Cleveland Browns schedule 2025. Enter. Week 1. September 7th at home.
Tough division, so they have a division game?
At home, mind you. Oh, this is a division game, AFC North game. Who do the Browns host at home in a game in which you're going to want to sell out? You're going to want a lot of attention on it. You're also going to want a chance to be able to win this thing, to rally the troops, Kevin Stefanski, to build up some more job security, Andrew Berry, to give your ownership more confidence in your abilities. Week 1, September 7th, a 1 o'clock kickoff against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I knew it.
What are we even doing? How have we not been talking about this more like aggressively from the jump? The Browns open the season at home against literally the worst Week 1 team in the history of the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals, who also are notorious for having a horrendous defense. Their top pass rusher is going to be the first round pick, is Shamar Stewart, who had 1.5 sacks last year in college, and he only has had how much of training camp has he had? You know what I'm saying? I guess he's just as had training, not at mini camp, not at rookie camp. Why would you not start SHEDEUR Sanders week 1?
It also kind of, if you just take last year as an example, you said notoriously bad week 1, Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, they lost to the Patriots last year.
Ooh.
But who was a rookie quarterback last year that had the greatest rookie season of all time as a quarterback?
Jaden Daniels.
And who did he beat in the first 3 weeks of the season? The Cincinnati Bengals in an offensive slobber knocker, back and forth, points going back and forth.
This is so perfectly scripted, it almost feels unreal. If you're Kevin Stefanski, if you're Andrew Berry, if you're in the Browns front office, if you are on that offensive staff, how do you not look each other in the eyes and say, we literally have the golden goose? SHEDEUR Sanders can go out there and either make us look like a genius or at the very least put up a lot of points in what maybe is a close game and a loss against the Bengals. But either way, like you said, if you're going to sell SHEDEUR, how about you give him a chance to go up against that Swiss cheese defense, raise his stock even more, and then try to see if there's a quarterback needy team that might want to shoot. I don't know who that would be right now.
Yeah, but if you're getting good quarterback play out of Cleveland, how are you going to sell your fan base that we're going to run this thing back and try to hit the right number on a roulette table next year draft as well?
Because it might be fool's gold. I don't have a lot of confidence in the future of SHEDEUR Sanders.
If SHEDEUR plays well, if he starts at the beginning of the season for the Browns, there is no way in hell you can sell your fan base on the 4 birds that are in the bush, let alone 2 birds in the bush when you have SHEDEUR Sanders in hand.
They've got 2 first-round picks next year, and it's supposed to be a quarterback-heavy draft following literally a draft in which we were told it would be weak, and it was, outside of the number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward. But we're not the only ones. Like you say, SHEDEUR should start.
He kind of flipped me. I did not think that was going to be the case. I did not think that should have been the case. And now the more that I think about it and I saw it happen against another offensive team or another defense from a different team.
Yes.
And I'm not have any invested interest in Cleveland Browns organization. No skin in the game. Whatever happens. Start SHEDEUR. Make me happy.
Start SHEDEUR. It's the only way to go. I say they should start SHEDEUR. You say they should start SHEDEUR. I was listening to Unsportsmanlike this morning, and there's a guy on that show. I know there's Evan Cohen. I know there is the lovely Michelle Smallman. But the big homie Chris Canty got a Super Bowl ring as well. And he gave his thoughts on seeing what SHEDEUR did last Friday night and what he believes the Brown front office is going to be forced to do coming the top of September.
That we saw against the Panthers with another solid performance against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's going to make it hard for Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry not to consider him as the guy when the regular season kicks off in a little under a month from now.
They play the Eagles next, right? So the Browns have the Eagles in the preseason on the road next week. They're going to have joint practices against the defending champs. I think he should be getting as many game reps as possible over these next 3 games. Excuse me, you already beat up on the Panthers, but you got the Eagles, which will be a good defense, and they're deep. So even if they're playing their twos, that should be a solid squad to go against. And then you wrap it up in a game against the Rams. And then you start your NFL career in a game that is going to be the most watched in the early slate if you have SHEDEUR as the starting quarterback in that one. That's SHEDEUR Sanders v. Joe Burrow. That's 2 offenses that people are going to be locked in and waiting to see what happens because you want to see the high-flying theatrics of that passing game out of Cincinnati, and you want to see whatever the hell SHEDEUR does because it's always interesting. He's a lightning rod. This is lined up perfectly. The Browns are fools. They are absolute idiots if they do anything other than start SHEDEUR Sanders week 1, whether you think he's going to fail or be successful, because I do think that if you want to sell him, that's the best point to put him in to make NFL teams around the league believe in him. If you want to keep him, that is a great team. That's like a 4th preseason game, that Bengals defense. Really? Like, it is. Like,
except for the fact that if you're trying to win games, no, it matters for your record. The Bengals found that out the hard way because they lost their week 1 game, that if they did beat the Patriots, they would have been in the playoffs.
If the Browns are trying to win games, SHEDEUR Sanders has the highest ceiling of anybody on that roster. I've seen enough of Kenny Pickett. I've seen enough of Joe Flacco. I don't think I want to see Dylan Gabriel. And SHEDEUR, at the very least, has shown. I mean, getting 2 touchdowns in a preseason game, it's not like we saw what Quinn Ewers did. Put it to you like that for the Dolphins. It went 5 for 17. He was only drafted, a couple rounds after SHEDEUR, and he looked absolutely abysmal. It's confirmation bias if you believed in SHEDEUR to say that those 2 touchdowns and those 3 touchdown drives are the proof in the pudding. But it also is, at the very least, is not him showing any level of incompetence or any level of the moment is too big. The dude is ready to play. Put his ass out there and let him play.
Yeah, I kind of go back to my original point with depending on what your motivation is, because you could see maybe if they start Sanders week 1 and the first month and a half of games, it goes well.
Yeah.
And then maybe SHEDEUR Sanders is the reason, maybe get deeper into the schedule. He plays poorly back-to-back weeks in a row where the Browns fall to 500. It doesn't go well. And then you see yourself, Haslam, you see yourself as the coaching staff for the Browns with an opportunity to make the playoffs. It's hard to not take that chance if you see someone else behind SHEDEUR Sanders that could lead you to the promised land, because you've seen Joe Flacco do it before. We saw Joe Flacco take over the team midseason and lead them to the playoffs. If things are trending downward for SHEDEUR Sanders, where yes, his efforts early in the season were the reason why they were in this spot, but is also downfall in the middle of the season when there's tape out there from other NFL teams and teams are adjusting to SHEDEUR Sanders.
I don't know, though. He doesn't feel like the kind of guy that you're adjusting to. Like, the tape isn't going to be what kills him. The tape is going to be on Stefanski's system. If SHEDEUR, if he's able to run Stefanski's system, which is supposed to be one of the better offensive systems in the league, then it's on him if teams start to figure them out throughout the year, because that's you not being able to prepare your quarterback in the way in which you should. And then also, if it was working out early and it hasn't been working midseason, it's not the failures of the quarterback, but the failure of your sequencing.
Okay, that's fair to say, because it kind of goes back to right now, the percent chance the Browns make the playoffs very low.
0.
Right now, the opportunity the Browns have to build for their future, it's 100%. You can just make decisions that maximize your potential for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
But when you're sitting there and maybe you're 4-2, now your chance of making the playoffs gets a lot higher than it is right now.
And keep playing the guy that got you to 4-2 is what I would tell you, because at the end of the day, I have seen Joe Flacco in the past couple of years. And yes, that playoff run was cute, but I saw him in a Colts uniform last year, and it was absolutely ugly. I know what Kenny Pickett is. I'm not sure why the hell y'all traded for him. Dylan Gabriel, again, it's a question mark. Snoop Huntley, it's a question mark. I'm not even sure if he'll be on the roster still. And Deshaun Watson is somewhere rehabbing that Achilles. So start SHEDEUR. Think about the rest later. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, or just jump in the YouTube chat, bro, at ESPN West Palm. Pull up on the boys. Pull up on. Just let me know. If you're the Browns GM right now, you're the Browns GM, you're Andrew Berry. Good luck, first of all. Secondly, Who you starting week 1? To me, it's clearly SHEDEUR Sanders. I wouldn't even consider anybody else. And he's going to start the rest of these preseason games, and he's going to sell these tickets and these jerseys, and he might even improve his stock in a way in which you can trade him off or keep him and just be a better football team. Start SHEDEUR, worry about the rest later. It's that simple. And any other decision is absolutely idiotic to me. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. I just don't see a world in which they don't choose SHEDEUR Sanders. I don't see a world in which somebody else in that locker room beats him out for that job. And if you're telling me just start the veteran for the sake of starting him to protect SHEDEUR from himself, I'll tell you that is one of the most mentally strong, confident in his own skin quarterbacks that has entered the league, especially as a rookie. I have no doubts that SHEDEUR Sanders will not be broken by a bad game. Will he take accountability for it? That's another question, because I've seen a lack of accountability from him in the past in college. But maybe without his dad as his head coach, some of those things change. I'll give him room to grow up. Start SHEDEUR. Think about the rest later. Ricky Williams is next. Ricky Williams joins us here on the other side on the Baptist Health Hotline, so that's going to be fun. Yes, Ricky Williams, Heisman winner, former Miami Dolphins NFL running back, and, of course, an All-Pro in 2002. We talk about his life, his journey, and more on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking on Emotion Monday on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Serving clients for over 30 years, Team IP has been the #1 souvenir merchandiser in the U.S., proudly powering over 2,800 events and 24 college football bowl games every year, including ESPN, ESPN events, and the Boca Raton Bowl, right here in South Florida. From custom apparel to branded promo gear, we bring your event to life. Want to boost your brand? Visit teamip.com and make Team IP your team today. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had development.
Your vehicle breaks. St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $1,529 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
It's Emotion Monday here on Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey back at you. And, man, this rejoin C-Cat might have drawn it up perfectly. I don't want to be a player no more because my guy Ricky Williams is joining us right now here for the first time on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. He's a former Heisman winner, former Miami Dolphins running back, a 2002 first-team All-Pro, which we got to talk about because that was a competitive year. But you infamously or famously, really, in 2004 said, I don't want to be a player no more. You chose yourself and your own personal growth. Ricky, appreciate you pulling up, Doc.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm curious for you, man. We talked earlier. You said the football season is here and you can feel it in the air. For somebody that played at the NFL level, 11 years, somebody that's a third all-time leading rusher in college football, and you had a heck of a journey with the game of football. What is it like what is it like for you these days when football season comes up?
You know, it's always mixed feelings because, you know, so much. The reason I'm here talking to you right now is because of football. So much of what I have in life and who I am is built on the foundation of football. And I'm grateful for that. But, you know, I'm not a football player anymore. I haven't put the pads on in 15 years. And so life goes on, you know, and so for me, it's really been taking everything that I learned in football and building on top of it. And so when football season comes back now, it's a celebration of like what it means when it's time to get to work. Because, you know, even before NFL, college, high school, you know, is that your life is normal. And then football season comes and everything changes. You know, your body's going to hurt for the next 6 months. You're going to be so hyper focused. The level of stress is going to go way up. And so it's about it's like a soldier going to battle, right? You got to get your mind right. And everything has to be towards being the best football player you can possibly be. And I think that's a wonderful thing. But I think once you retire, you got to find something else to do. You got to find somewhere else to put it.
Well, you're a father, too, so now the falls, isn't that more so like school? Like the first day of school is around the corner for you? You got to take care of those kind of things?
It was for a minute, but I'm in this place now where most of my kids are in college, so they're kind of taking care of themselves. And I have a 4-year-old, so it's a nice sweet spot. But I will say, though, it is like the tuition bill stuff.
That'll hit hard.
Yes.
And thankfully, not only do you have your NFL checks, but you have the many business ventures you've started since then. I looked this stuff up. You're now a professional astrologer. You're a herbalist. Obviously, you have your Heisman, your cannabis company. What does Ricky Williams not do these days? Am I missing
there's
something?
not much that I don't do. I mean, I'm staying extremely busy, and like I said, I have a 4-year-old, so that, you know, when I'm not traveling, I'm pretty busy at home. But it's like I was saying earlier, in football, you have there's so much energy that's required to be good and to show up. So you get a habit of needing something to put everything into, and it's hard after football to find one thing. And so for me, I've had to find multiple things, but I keep myself busy and I'm happy. So it's all good.
You could tell the joy that you have, that it kind of radiates off you. Ricky Williams here joining us, the 1998 Heisman winner with the Texas Longhorns, 2 major stints with the Miami Dolphins, and of course, again, like you said, a man of many trades these days. I'm curious for you, man. We talk about this all the time now. It's the return of the running back. I think about your playing days, and I think about just how much of a high of a watermark it was when you think of all of the greats that played that position, and you stood out amongst them. When you look at this kind of return, it almost feels like a revival of that position. Who are some of the guys that you enjoy watching the most these days?
I mean, I think everybody's has to answer Saquon just because he put on a show last year, and we can't forget about Derrick Henry. And as a connoisseur of football, I realized that for a running back to be successful, to a certain extent, the whole team, but for sure the offense kind of has to be built around them, because in the week of practice, you only have so much time to practice something. And so the teams that would say, okay, we're going to make sure that running the ball is a priority, they have to put time and reps and effort and practice. And that's reps that aren't being used in the passing game. So to me, it's wonderful to see that coaches appreciating the value of the running game, which leads to appreciating the value of the running back.
You are clearly a valuable running back. Your college career, I still contend, because I'm from Texas, you are my all-time great college running back. You retired with the most career yards. You clearly were worth a lot coming out of college, because the Saints gave up all that, a bag of chips, the kitchen sink, whatever they had left. They gave it all up for you to get you in the draft and whatnot. But for you, when you think of some of the great college running backs, who are the ones that stick out to you? Don't give me a Mount Rushmore. People do that too often, but just show some love to some guys that maybe don't get enough when it comes to like dominant college football careers.
Yeah, and I think I feel most equipped to talk about the running backs that played around the same time that I played, because that's when I was paying the most attention to the other running backs. And a lot of really good running backs came out of Nebraska, but Amon Green, I mean, yeah, he was nice. He was nice and fun to watch. A running back that a lot of people have heard about because he won a lot of championships with the Patriots, but in college at LSU was really, really good, was Kevin Falk.
Man, long career too.
Yeah. And then, because, some guys don't make it in the NFL, but if you go back and look at their college tape, it's impressive. So Curtis Enis, Kejana Carter, oh, man. Two guys from Penn State, really good backs that were playing about the same time that I was playing. Everyone knows about him, but Fred Taylor was a hell of a back at Florida. It was fun to watch.
And that's a guy from this area.
Yeah,
we love us some Fred Taylor out here.
Yeah.
Ricky Williams joining us here, Theo Dorsey on Emotion Monday on Theoretically Speaking. You're joining us because you're going to be in the Palm Beach County area coming here soon. This is an event held out in Boca Raton. It is the simplest black and white 200 Keys to Freedom event hosted by Wheels from the Heart. They're going to be giving out their 200th car to a single mother and their children. And you and legendary football coach Butch Davis, who obviously has roots out here in Miami, and many others are going to be out there to celebrate with them. What about that cause strikes a chord with you where you got involved?
I mean, I'm not making this up, but I feel emotional just hearing you say it, because I was raised by a single mother, and so I have a deep appreciation for the fact that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, and any time that people reach out to me and I see that the community is doing a good job to take care of the young people and the families, I have a soft spot for it, because I wouldn't be here if there weren't people in my community growing up that looked out for my mom and our family. And so, yeah, it's definitely near and dear to my heart.
It resonates with you, and I know it resonates with many. That is the story of many, and people are in great positions like yourself and are able to give back to this cause. So if you're hearing that, maybe you want a Ricky Williams autograph, but also you want to be able to contribute to a great cause, That event is in Boca Raton, Crazy Uncle Mike's in Boca Raton, Thursday at 6 p.m., and you can tap in there. Tickets available on www.healsfromtheheart.org, and you can just look it up, Heals from the Heart. Tap in, get to check in with Ricky Williams. Maybe you pick up some good tips on. I know you're a herbalist, like maybe you can pick up some good tips on that stuff as well. What about this journey with astrology? Where did that start from?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna bring up. It started back where we started this conversation in 2004 when I retired. And I remember the moment before I called the NFL to say I don't want to be a player no more. I saw my whole life flash in front of my eyes, and every image was like football. And I had this sense that if I do this, like, who am I? This big question mark. But I did it. And so I was sitting with this question of who am I? And I was looking around for anything that could help me answer the question. And I met this lady who started talking to me about astrology. And I just met this lady, and we talked for about 2 hours. And after talking to her, I didn't know who I was, but I had a better sense of who I was. And so I said, can you teach me this whatever you're doing? Because I think it can be really helpful for me right now. And so I just became obsessed with studying it, and it's really helped me appreciate who I am and how to be myself more. And when a lot of people come up to me, one of the things they say because of what I did in 2004 is, we admire you because of your courage to be yourself. And so because that's the type of person I attract, I use astrology to help people see themselves and be themselves.
You know who you are, so you know who you aren't, and that's a big part of everybody's journey.
Oh man!
But like, think about your journey, man. Like your career. Like, I don't know the half of it clearly because you lived it, but it just reminds me almost of like the Alchemist, because it's like the joy is in the journey. You went through so many ups and downs and peaks. You were a Heisman winner. You were disappointed, I heard, on draft day because the Browns didn't pick you at 1, but the Saints go all in on you. Like, what do you think was the highest point of your career, though? What's the moment that stands out the biggest?
If I say my whole career, then it has to be winning the Heisman Trophy, breaking the NCAA all-time rushing record and winning the Heisman Trophy. Because when I was a kid, I didn't want to be a professional football player. I wanted to be a professional baseball player, but I wanted to be a college football player. And so to leave college as the all-time leading rusher, all-time leading scorer, all-time leading all-purpose yards, win the Heisman Trophy, that was the peak of the mountain. And everything else after that kind of was coming down the mountain. If you're asking the peak of my NFL career, 2002, getting traded to Miami and leading the NFL in rushing, becoming an All-Pro, that was fun. But also in that year was the biggest disappointment. We lost to the Patriots in the last 4 minutes of the game. And our team was so good. We had a shot really to go all the way that year.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think it gets lost on people's minds just how long the playoff win drought has been for the Miami Dolphins. You obviously experienced that as a player. Do you remember playing with Orende Gatson?
I did. I sure do.
You see, his son is now on the Los Angeles Chargers now as a tight end coming out of Syracuse.
I did not know that.
Orende Gatson. This is the gap, though. This is the gap. Orende Gatson, he was the leading person in receptions for the Dolphins the last time they won a playoff game in 2000 against the Colts in the AFC wildcard game. His son is now playing in the league, and since he was catching balls for the Dolphins, they have not won a play. Like, that drought is incredible.
Wow.
I didn't want to point that out for you to start reflecting on the almost times, but it's just.
At least, right? At least I could say we have almost times, but those are painful because they're. But I think the almost ones are the most painful because it was so close. You could taste it.
What do you think was the closest call of your career? Like a game where it's like you knew one play goes different, one thing you might have reflected on, man, I could have did that just a slight bit different, and that outcome is totally different.
It's like therapy, man. Getting all the deep stuff out, bringing it all to the surface. It's those games, the playoff game. Okay, here's the game. We were playing against the Bills, and this was 2009. And Ronnie had got hurt and was out for the season, and I started playing full time. And I had a big game against the Panthers. We had 3 touchdowns, 120 something yards, and we were on a roll. And we went to Buffalo, and we had called a play where it was like a wildcat play where I was at quarterback, and I was supposed to, it was a goal line play. I was supposed to catch it and then take 2 steps and then throw it to the tight end. All right. And we called the play. I got the ball, and linebacker came free. Someone was supposed to block him. So he came free, and I kind of panicked, and I threw the ball, and it was intercepted in the end zone. And we would have won the game if we would have scored. If I had at least kicked a field goal, we probably would have won that game.
I'm looking at it right here. Yeah, you're 0 for 1 in that game with an interception. Do you remember who picked you off? Because that's got to be bad. Like you don't get to throw the ball.
It was Chris Draft. All right.
I feel bad bringing these things up, Ricky, but you don't get to throw the ball
often.
It's
good. It's good. It's good because it's good, you know. And I think if we would have scored, we would have won that game. We would have gone to the playoff. I'm not saying we would have won a playoff game, but we would have gone. We would have had an opportunity to break the streak.
One more bite at the apple. One more bite at the apple right there.
Exactly.
Ricky Williams joining us here. Again, all-time great college running back and a man who has so many great memories with the Miami Dolphins, and obviously that one interception, just a small sore spot. But you're going to be here in South Florida for a major event. I'm curious to you, man. I've heard you talk about this on multiple occasions, that time in college at the University of Texas in your Heisman campaign year in 98, where you came off of, you said, a couple of bad games. Your buddy invited you over. Just could you retell that story for those that don't know, the thing that might have changed the trajectory of your career?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll set it up a little bit. So, my junior year in college, led NCAA in rushing and scoring, and I would have been a top 5 pick. But I decided to come back because I wanted to break records and win the Heisman Trophy. So I put all my eggs in one basket. Right? That's how the story goes. And season starts off, and it doesn't. I mean, I have a couple of good games, and then we get whooped by Kansas State. I think I had like 43 yards rushing, and I have a bad quad strain. So I'm thinking, all right, I messed up, and I'm beating myself up. And it wasn't even it was my roommate, my high school teammate that lived with me, Chad. And Chad was like, "Here, you need to chill." So took the bong, took a couple hits, went upstairs to the loft, and I laid down in my bed, and I just sat there, and I realized it was the first time in weeks that I wasn't obsessing about my performance or my personal issues, and I had like some clarity. And then my mind started thinking about what I could do the following week to get better. Next week, I rushed for 300 yards against Iowa State. Against Rice. And the next week, I rushed for 350 yards against Iowa State, and I'm back in the Heisman race, and ... The rest is history.
Well,
so, and it wasn't like after that moment I started smoking all the time, but it was a note that this helped, right? And dare I say, and where I was mentally, physically, it was medicine, because it changed my perspective and it allowed me to get out of the negative thinking and get into something that could be more helpful to me.
I'm curious to you, though. Do you think part of that is the healing powers of the cannabis, but the other part of it is, we got Rice on the schedule next, and I'm Ricky Williams?
Yeah. Well, it's both, though, because if my head is in the dump, I'm not realizing that. I'm just thinking if I suck, I'm not good, I'm not able to tap into that. So it's both, right? Because I think when you lift your vibration, right, it's like if you go up in the elevator, you can see more, you have greater perspective. When you're down in the basement, you just are cold and complaining. So, right, and I think that's why they say it's getting high, because it's like you're raising your vibration so you can see a bigger picture and appreciate, right, this is not the end of the world, right? There's always a way out. There's always possibilities.
Man, like the bong that saved that Longhorn season and that created a Heisman winner. Big shout out to Chad. Big shout out to Chad. He came through.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Chad. I'm sorry for your loss there. Ricky Williams joining us here on ESPN 106.3, telling us tales from Austin as well as the pros as you gear up for an event that means a lot to you. Now I am going to try and put you on the spot. Can you give me a Mount Rushmore of college football running backs? Of the great ones, right? I know you got your Archie Griffins, you got your Adrian Petersons. I forget that you're a California guy growing up, I thought you were from Texas, so maybe you got some kind of West Coast bias. So who would you go as your top 4 college running backs?
Well, I mean, I could do a couple of things here. All right, I could do a Mount Rushmore of Heisman winners from San Diego, California.
Y'all got that many?
We got 4.
Yourself?
Marcus Allen was first, right? Then Rashawn Salam, and then me, and then Reggie Bush.
Wow. I didn't even realize that. Marcus Allen as well, and Salam, Colorado. So y'all, is that a new hotbed? Should we be thinking of California? Y'all are known for quarterbacks, not running backs.
It's not California, it's San Diego.
Specifically.
California. It's San Diego. It's something in the water.
It's certainly something going on there. And I'm curious, speaking of Heismans, I did see somewhere in this past Heisman voting, you thought the Boise State running back, Ashton Jeanty, should have been the winner of it. You used your first place vote on him, I'm guessing?
I sure did.
What did you think about his campaign out there with Boise State? Because it was a little atypical. He got slighted by some because it was in the group of 5, but then also it just so happened to happen at the same time as Travis Hunter, who was doing unthinkable things on offense and defense. Like what? Just his campaign, his last year at Boise State there. What stood out to you? What do you like about Jeanty's game?
Yeah. So for a moment, back to the Mount Rushmore question. If there's a Mount Rushmore, but the one that's bigger behind on top of Mount Rushmore, that's Barry Sanders.
Oh,
when I was my senior year, every home game, because we had a VCR and they had a special room for me before the game, I would go and there was like a 7-minute highlight film of Barry Sanders, his senior year at Oklahoma State, and I watch it every single home game, to get inspiration. So his senior year was by far okay. Right. Now the answer to the current question.
He's Mount Everest.
It reminded me about Ashton Jeanty. That it was the reminder of Barry Sanders that to me earned my first place vote. And also it reminded me of my junior year, because my junior year I led the nation in rushing, and I was heartbroken that I wasn't even invited to New York. And so, but it was one of those things, like you said, it was Peyton Manning, Randy Moss, Ryan Leaf, and Charles Woodson. So it was just a year where we only won 4 games, so I just didn't make it. So I had a soft spot for running backs who are especially able to do it when everyone knows they're going to get the ball.
It's impressive. It's absolutely impressive. Yeah. And what do you think? You mentioned this before. Not everybody can do it at the NFL level. What does it take for you to be able to translate as a college running back to the pro level? Is it just the system you're in? Is it the line? Is it about the coaching? Like, what do you think is the main thing that'll help guys like him, Omarion Hampton, and the rest of these guys that are coming into the league that people say this is one of the best running back classes in the history, but it ain't always going to pan out?
Yeah, it's the system. It's like I said, in order to be good at running the ball, you have to commit to it. And that's the coaching staff, that's the offensive line. But I think a coaching staff and an offensive line, because when I was in Miami and I led the NFL in rushing, we didn't have the best line, but we committed to like doing what we did well, and we worked on it, and we were really good at it. So it really is, it's the system. And I think as the NFL, maybe if they're convinced from seeing what Saquon was able to do last year and what the Eagles were able to do, and they can start to imagine how the running game can be an integral part to them winning, they're going to devote more time into scheming, into practicing, into working on it.
I'm liking that transition because that was the glory days, it feels like, the early 2000s when people were ripping it up on the ground. I won't hold you any longer, Ricky. I know we'll see you Thursday again at Crazy Uncle Mike's in Boca Raton, Florida for the Wheels from the Heart donations. They're going to be donating, again, that 200th car to a single mom and her children. It is a momentous occasion. And for anybody that wants to check out Ricky, check out the event itself, Thursday, 6 p.m. in Boca Raton, www.wheelsfromtheheart.org. Tap in with the guy and maybe get a reading from him while you're at it, right? Like, we can give him that.
Exactly.
Appreciate it, Ricky. We're going to go to break. On the other side, we're going to be attacking NFL divisions. I am Theo Dorsey. That's CCAD. That was Ricky Williams. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
God knows I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need all my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
And we back on Emotion Monday, and the motion is most certainly going. Now, I do know that there's a place that we just got back from on Saturday, C-Cat, that had a whole lot of motion in the gym. We had the Top 63 Awards, and it was hosted by none other than Kaiser University. You know that place well.
I know that place very well, and I was out of town for a week.
Yeah.
So, you know what I missed the most? I missed my golf lessons with Coach Pete at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. Because, dude, when I tell you my short game has evolved to the next level, you get me around the green, up and down more often than not, which was impossible before I took my talents to the Kaiser Golf Center, because Coach Pete works with you. Any skill range, whether you're a beginner who's lucky if he breaks 120, or if you're a scratch golfer who's trying to score at a consistent rate, who wants to get his handicap into the plus numbers. You go to the Kaiser Golf Center right off of I-95, right off the turnpike, and you can work on your game. You train like a tour pro at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. They've got the facility that you need, the tools, the best tools in the area. Of course, they've got the hitting bays outside. They've got the practice bunker, the practice green. You can work on your game there, but it's South Florida. It is still the summer. The weather's not very predictable, so they have a 2,000 square foot indoor training facility that has video replay technology that tells you about your ball flight, tells you how much spin you have if you're slicing that ball. Maybe you have a snap hook. They tell you where the problem is so that you now have the answers to the test. KaiserGolfCenter.com. KaiserGolfCenter.com if you want to take some money from your buddies on the weekend by upping your golf game fast. KaiserGolfCenter.com.
They got a lot of motion there, and the way in which we invoke our motion here is by jumping on our favorite vehicle, the way that we like to get around town. Well, it's later in the name.
The SafeBound Get Around is brought to you by SafeBound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with SafeBound.
You know the drill. Now, Today's CCAT, our get around is going to be specifically college football oriented. We had the AP Top 25 released for the very first time ahead of the college football season. We're just a couple of weeks out from kickoff. So let's see where we're going first.
Next stop,
Austin, Texas.
First,
narrowly edging Penn State for the number 1 ranked spot in the preseason AP college football poll, where you guessed it, the Texas Longhorns.
Wow.
They've got 25 first place votes, and coming up in second is Penn State with 23. Arch Manning, first year as QB1. Was this the right result in the AP poll with Texas undisputed number 1?
I believe so. But also, I think out of the top 3 teams, out of Texas, Penn State, and Ohio State, if either of those 3 were ranked 1, you shouldn't have any kind of quarrel with it. There's a lot of hype around Texas. Arch Manning obviously is going to make headlines, whether he's good or bad, and we all assume he's going to be really good. We all assume he's going to play his way into top 5 overall pick talk, whether or not he leaves for the draft or not. But I will say, man, I didn't realize this first time Texas was the preseason number 1 overall team. And that means hefty, lofty expectations on the Longhorns. Let's see how Coach Sark actually handles that. Because I'm not quite, I have not seen him in that spot in quite some time. Maybe maybe a year at USC. Let's see how he handles that pressure.
I mean, of course, the marquee matchup to start the season is Texas-Ohio State. That's what everyone's eyes are on.
At the shoe.
If Texas loses that game, you all of a sudden are having, he should lose job talk, aren't you?
It's going to feel that way because there's, Texas, alike Miami, alike Notre Dame, over the past decade and a half, have been known to show flashes, have hype, make headlines, and lose big games. Those teams have not come. They are some of the blue chip programs, the blue bloods of college football, but where are the results over the past 15 years?
Noon at week 1, and Texas is a 2.5-point dog on the road.
But they're the number 1 team. I guess that counts for the home field advantage thing that Vegas likes to do about a 3-point move.
So it's Steve Sarkisian is all of a sudden back against the wall, need to pull off an upset against the reigning defending national champion who beat their ass the year before. The last time Texas took the field was losing to Ohio State. This is a very tough spot for Texas as a program to be in.
And Ohio State also has the 2 best players in the nation. Offensively, Jeremiah Smith. Defensively, Caleb Downs. I feel bad for those Longhorns. There's a chance that Ohio State can beat them by 20, and Texas can still have a great season, but that's going to hang over their heads the whole year.
And maybe there's an element of hungry dogs run faster, where Ohio State, to go keep into the animal analogy, they're the fat cat. Ohio State won. They won a national championship. They accomplished that goal. And they're less hungry week 1 of the following season. It's Super Bowl hangover, national championship hangover feel, to where Texas still has yet to accomplish that goal with this core, of course. So maybe that goes in their favor.
It could. Speaking of fat cats, there's a fat stray cat in my neighborhood who over the past couple of weeks I've noticed is skinny now. I'm wondering if I should be concerned.
Next stop,
let's go to Coral Gables, Florida, because likewise in that college football AP poll, where did Miami land? Top 10 by definition. Number 10 in the country.
We're in there. We're in there.
Is this the right spot for the U?
I think it's appropriate. It feels good. They're slightly above Arizona State. They're behind LSU, which I do think LSU is a more talented team. I just don't know. Miami has a bunch of pros on this team, especially on both sides of the ball in the trenches. I just don't know what we're going to get out of the skill players. And I say we because I am a Canes fan, and that came out there. But also more so because I've just been following this so closely. I care so much about what this could look like for Cristobal here in year 4. He recruits the hell out of a trail. He has not proven to coach well in big games. And with the number 1 overall pick last year in Cam Ward, the team was electric, but the defense let them down time and time again. Is that defense going to be better with a new coordinator? Are they going to be able to win two big games early on, both Notre Dame at home and the Florida Gators at home, who are going to come into Hard Rock Stadium with a vengeance? There's a lot of questions, and I think they're all going to be answered like 2 or 3 weeks in. But I do think that's also why number 10 feels about right. Not too high, not too low.
I feel like a 2-loss Miami, who loses those 2 big games early, is in the college football playoff.
They still could if they went out and they have the rest of the schedule. I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be some ACC opponents that give them some fits, but the rest of the schedule is very winnable.
And that's like what they didn't do last year. Talk about those big games. They won the big games last year.
Yeah.
They lost the small games, which prevented them from being out. So, like, it's almost like if you're a Canes fan, it's the devil you know, which is losing those trap games, versus the devil you don't know, which is losing the big games.
Carson Beck, man.
Yeah.
We're about to find out. We're going to find out a lot about what this guy's made out of. This is last chance U for him. We saw what Cam Ward did with it. He's shying away from the comparisons, but we're going to find out.
Next stop.
And our destination of the safe-bound get-around brings us to Clemson, South Carolina.
Uh-oh.
Cade Klubnik, you spoke to him, Theo.
Yes.
QB1 of the Clemson Tigers. Him and his Tigers land at number 4 on the preseason AP poll, the top-ranked team from the ACC.
I like it. No, I love it. You said Cade Klubnik, QB1 of the Clemson Tigers. I say Cade Klubnik, QB1 of this upcoming NFL draft. I say potentially Cade Klubnik, number 1 overall pick of this draft. Now, all of that gets sorted out based on which team actually becomes in that spot. But I love what he brings. I love the amount of experience Klubnik has. He is absolutely comfortable in that offense. He is also a guy that performed extremely well last year but gets none of the hype, none of the headlines for it. This is the Clemson team that has 2 of the best wide receivers in the nation. They come into the ACC head and shoulders above everybody else when it comes to talent. The only one sniffing them would be Miami. I don't know what the hell we're going to see out of Florida State. Like Clemson, they're going to get tested early, of course. LSU ain't no joke. But they could have one of those run-the-table type years, and Klubnik could have one of those 45 passing touchdown type of seasons that vaults him into a conversation where teams are going to be fighting, clawing, gnawing to get their hands on Klubnik. By the way, another Texas native quarterback, back-to-back Texas native quarterback, number 1 overall in the draft here. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Next stop.
And we're talking college football, and we know college football comes to a coronation here in Palm Beach County when it comes to the Boca Raton Bowl.
I just told my parents, I told my wife, I said, I don't know what your Christmas plans are, but mine are going to be right here in South Florida because the Boca Bowl this year, December 23rd, 2 days out from Christmas, a December 23rd kickoff, 2 o'clock at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. We already know it's the best in show. We're going to have 2 of the top group of 5 teams in the nation duking it out right over there at FAU, so you're going to want to tap in. Now, the date has been announced. Tickets will soon start becoming available, and I want you to stay tapped in with the group of 5 so you know who's going to be playing out there in front of Howard Schnellenberger's statue. So just stay locked in. Go to BocaRatonBowl.com, BocaBowl.com, and also follow them on Twitter and Facebook for all of the updates around the Boca Bowl. It is going to be a holiday tradition like none other. It's the greatest outdoor party and show in all of South Florida, and it happens annually in Boca Raton. December 23rd, 2 p.m. kickoff, the Boca Bowl. Get with it. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. The happy hour is next right here on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man! What if every use of your debit card turned spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom. Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha. Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
This is the Inter Miami Save of the Game.
Right side of the box. This is lobbed in to the right area of the box, and a header is saved by Ustari, diving to his left and swiped it away from the far post and out of play across the end line. Oscar Ustari fully extended.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff. Saturday, August 23rd at 6 p.m. is Baseball, Brews, and Boom at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, presented by Southern Eagle Distributing. For $35 in advance and $40 at the gate, fans 21 and older can enjoy the craft beer tasting event from 5 to 7 p.m. with burger and chips included, plus post-game fireworks. To find out more information about the event and to purchase tickets, stop by the ticket office or visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. We are back at it again on a Motion Monday here on ESPN 106.3. I am excited to be now joined by the full fam, the full theoretically speaking fam here. C-Cat, of course, on the other side of the glass, on the ones and the twos. And Tina is in the house with some motion herself on a Motion Monday. We're all fresh off of an excellent weekend at Kaiser University for the ESPN Top 63 Awards. What's up, Tina?
Hello. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you.
It was an excellent weekend. We had such a great time Saturday night at Top 63.
Yes.
You crushed it. C-Cat crushed it. I love I never know what outfit C-Cat's going to pull up in.
He really stepped down. He outdressed me, which was like one of the storylines of the night. If there were 10 storylines of the night, of course, the number one storyline was that the number one overall player on the top 63 list, the Greg Bryant number one spot, went to Javian Mallory, University of Miami commit and running back at West Boca. That was the number one headline. I think somewhere around 6 or 7 was, oh my gosh, C-Cat literally wiped the floor with me when it came to outfits.
Yeah, and you know what? I was not very confident in my floral fuchsia and pink jacket with white pants, white shirt, and black cowboy hat in the moment. Dude, I watched it back. That's the first time I said, wow, I like what I wore there.
Yeah.
I think the all white is what first threw me off a little bit. I was like, whoa, you don't see that often. A white top, white bottoms. There's usually just a certain occasion or theme that you're wearing all white.
Like that party Diddy used to throw.
Mm-hmm. Or no, I don't know. It's still thrown. There's an all-white party.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that was the guy with Fanatics.
You're taking down Fanatics. Brick by brick. You got to be careful.
Michael Rubin?
Yes.
Michael Rubin. Yeah. Well, Diddy had one too.
Okay.
I think he had a brunch, actually. Was that Jay-Z?
So people can't wear white anymore?
No, I love a good all-white party. I'm just saying. That's
it's
what you
not
were almost
common to wear a white top and white bottom. It's not common, but I loved it. You brought back, I was like, oh, that looks good. And then your jacket and then your hat that you said you got from Loxahatchee or Westlake. You guys are going back and forth on the stage of what it's called, which I don't know either what it's called.
I started to feel like that was an inside joke. Maybe not enough Seminole Ridge.
Only us three understood that.
Well, they're supposed to know it's Westlake now. I thought everybody knew Loxahatchee got rebranded to Westlake, and there was no reaction to that.
Me being from Loxahatchee, though, I'm never calling it Westlake. I don't care if they're renaming it Westlake. I'm calling it Loxahatchee because when I lived there, it was Loxahatchee.
It's the Locks, baby.
I think you talk about 10 storylines from the ESPN West Palm Top 63 Awards presented by HSS on Saturday night. In that list has got to be the after party.
Oh, man.
Going to Duffy Sports Grill. We had a ball.
We did.
We were cracking up. We were shutting that place down.
We absolutely did. I would say 2-for-1 drinks, but it was more like 4 for 8 for the boy. It was absolutely like that. But you know what? I absolutely loved it. And big shout to Duffy Sports Grill for hosting our after party. That was a top 5 headline for me. Intern Zeke, we'll never see him again. That was his last event with ESPN West Palm.
Man, we had interns throwing jokes out that they were not in the position to be making those jokes. But I guess when you wind down to the end of your internship, you kind of let loose.
That's
right. They had nothing to lose. They're like, it's my last day here. I can do and say whatever I want.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That was the attitude they had, and I absolutely loved it. Duffy Sports Grill housing us. Let them house you. Maybe you got a fantasy football draft. You want to throw your party at a Duffy's. Maybe you just want to go grab some wings.
They'll get you a private room for that fantasy football draft, by the way.
Listen to C-Cat, because that is the way to do it. That is the place to do it as well. Duffy'sMVP.com. Go to Duffy'sMVP.com. Book your private room. Be the MVP of your fantasy football draft before it even starts. No matter who you pick. One of your buddies is going to be bragging because Judkins fell to him in the 8th or 9th round. Oh, big value. We'll see if you get... No. You're going to be the MVP because you're going to a place that has the platters, the award-winning burgers, the wings. Most importantly, like I said, the 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And if you pick a day where there's games and action on the televisions, I mean, there's no shortage on TVs at Duffy's. There's no shortage. 80 or more televisions at every single Duffy's location. So go check them out. Duffy'sMVP.com. It's the place to be. It's the place to be. Once again, voted the best sports grill with their award-winning burgers and wings. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
When I was working at Duffy's, I was a server for multiple fantasy football, like when they were doing their drafts, like that. Like there were multiple draft parties that was like my dedicated area for the night. They're like, hey, this room, they're going to be here for a few hours, but it's a great spot to do that at.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe for real. And I haven't had too many in-person fantasy football draft experiences. That's why, I'm telling you, I really want us to do it at Duffy's. And this year for our league, we just, like, how many guys can we get out is the question. Like,
that's
just
the problem.
me, you, and like one other person.
We've got 2 other people outside of me and you are currently local.
Okay.
And then my girlfriend's also in the league, so she would probably itch at the opportunity to fly in for it.
Yeah.
So now you have 5 people out of the 12, and then you got to count on those people to kind of pay out of pocket. Listen, I'll give them a place to stay. My buddy will give them a place to stay. Theo, you'll give them a place to stay.
Well, hold on a second.
And but they got to take care of their airfare.
Yeah, you got to fly. If they can fly themselves down, we'll do it at a Duffy's. My buddy, we used to do, and we still do. I'm in a fantasy football draft with him. They do it Labor Day weekend, and they do it at his crib because everybody's in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So one year I did actually fly back to Houston just for the in-person fantasy football draft because it is absolutely the best.
Oh my!
It's the best way to do it.
If you invest your mental time and a little bit of money into fantasy football, you get so much more out of it.
Yes.
Like,
it's a thrill.
It is an absolute thrill. That's why I started the league. I'm the commissioner of the league. And my mission statement is make sure that everyone in this league cares about this league more than any other league they have. That's what every commissioner should be driving towards because you want everyone invested. You want everyone to care from weeks 1 all the way until the second to last week of the regular season.
Well, you fell with me. It's top 5 in my. It's top.
I only have 5 leagues.
Well, it's in there. It's in a bunch. Yeah, I love your league. I love your league, but I'm a sucker for dynasty fantasy football. So my dynasty leagues are more year round. Yours is a keeper league. I just love me some dynasty fantasy football now.
There's a reason to be more invested in your leagues because you're building more from the just first next 3 years. You have a lifetime essentially.
Yeah. You know what that's like, Tina? Like, there's redraft leagues and dynasty fantasy football leagues. You do a huge draft one year, and then I keep those players in perpetuity.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
why would you do that?
just as yeah.
I'm like a real general manager of a football team. I could trade them, I guess, or cut them, but I keep them. And you do a rookie draft every year.
And your dynasty league, was it just a snake draft, or did you auction for these players?
No, we just snake. I've still yet to do an auction fantasy football draft, and if y'all don't know what that is, that's where you get a budget and you have a certain amount of money, and people nominate players up, and then you bid on them.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's kind of fun.
But once you run out of them, it seems so much tougher strategically.
I've done it. I would do a dynasty league if and only if the draft method was auction.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my fate to the end of time indefinitely, right? If you get a pick you don't like randomly, I don't want that to ruin the next 8 years of my fantasy football life.
I get you.
So
you want to be able to bid on that guy that you want.
Exactly. That's a good thing about auction drafts is you don't have to wait until your fate is decided by a randomization of your draft order.
You got to have a lot of patience in those things because some people get spent quick. They see Lamar Jackson pop, and then you see Saquon Barkley. You're like, well, I got to get him, and then you got no money left.
So we're talking fantasy football. Me and Theo are in the league that I commissioned, Tina, and in order to keep everybody invested, I made sure that there was a last place punishment for last season.
Okay.
And the punishment that we put in place was the loser, last place, has to eat as many hot dogs as the Nathan's hot dog eating contest winner ate in 1 week. They have 1 week to eat that total.
Has he done it?
And it was the non-Joey Chestnut year. So it was Bertoletti took home the crown. 58 hot dogs he has to eat in 1 week. In 1 week. And he hasn't done it yet. He thinks I'm going to forget. I'm not going to forget. If he does not complete the challenge, he is kicked out of the league entirely.
Okay, I thought it was going to be a more severe punishment.
Wait, I don't have any power over him.
I'm saying, man, you gotta
blackmail him.
No, you gotta get real maniacal, dog. We gotta craft up a real. Because I don't like how people skirt on punishments, and the only thing is banishment from the league. Yeah, they were a coward anyways.
The thing
you're
is,
setting them free,
right? And in this league, Tina, you know how teams in basketball or football can tank?
Yes.
You purposely lose games. He's made a lot of trades for draft picks for this year. He essentially tanked.
Okay.
He took whatever chance he had at winning last year and sold it down the drain halfway through the season. So
he traded away future picks.
Exactly. So you can't get rewarded this year without suffering the consequences of the risk that you weighed by tanking.
So he has 3 weeks to do this.
He has 3 weeks to do this.
Wow.
He has 3 weeks to pick one of those weeks to do this.
Yes. It's 58 hot dogs in 1 week, Tina.
I wouldn't.
Because you're
do
a
that.
hot dog connoisseur.
I love hot dogs, but I wouldn't do that.
Well, I'm just saying, do you think you could? 7 days, 58 hot dogs. Let's break that up. 58 hot dogs.
And one step ahead of him.
7 days.
8.2 weeks. 8.2 hot dogs per day.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh
That's
my
a lot of
gosh.
hot dogs.
Like 4 hot dogs can be a meal.
I think you can do it though.
I don't think I could do that.
You got to pack up
You're
hot
not
dogs
eating
and bring them to
anything
work.
but hot dogs all day. There was this guy on social who was eating a hot dog for every meal for however long, and it was popping up on my feed, of course, because
you're Lizzie Gladiator.
Yes.
It's interesting. Is this like an image match? Like, what do you?
She's a big hot dog gal.
Because if you're scrolling Instagram or TikTok and you hover over a picture for too long, they will register that and feed you more images or videos like that. So, Tina, you hovered over pictures that were reminiscent of hot dogs.
My phone's just listening.
And now you're fed
my
hot dog
yeah.
content. All right.
She has an album in her photos albums of pictures of her with hot dogs in different arenas, right?
Okay.
Correct. There is
it's
What are you gonna do with this magnum opus?
I don't know.
46 pictures in my hot dogs album.
46 different occasions in which she has been photographed, at sporting events, at movie theaters, I'm guessing, and golf outings with a hot dog.
Yeah. Any chance I can get.
Do you have a name? Do you have a nickname for that album?
No, it just says hot dogs in all caps.
58 hot dogs in 1 week. What is the correct plan of attack? Do you storm out of the gates and try to take out as many as possible in days 1 and 2 and then assess the damage and then plan it from there? Or you just allocate, I need to eat 8 hot dogs a day for most of these days, and then some days I'll get a break and eat 7.
This is why I never finished last in fantasy. I was tanking in a dynasty league, and I was like, nah. I said, let me just win one more and get to number 3.
I think you do have to start off maybe not 8 per day. Maybe you're starting at 10.
Okay,
you
yes, you do
start
come out
off.
hot.
You do come out a little hot because it's gonna be ways in the beginning. At the end of the week, you're gonna feel a little sick probably.
Terrible.
And
life.
if you can get maybe to only 3 at the last day, then you could do it.
I think so.
That's not terrible though. 8.
Hold on. What about this strategy? What if you just build yourself up? You start off at 5 hot dogs on Monday, and then you go 6 hot dogs, and then you go 7. You see what I'm saying?
Ladder drill, yeah.
You're building
Tolerance.
You're building your tolerance up for hot dog consumption, and now you're not shocking your body. You do 12 hot dogs on the first day, you're going to send your body into shock. You might not make it to day 2.
It's like smoking 3 packs of cigarettes in a day.
Yeah.
I think by law, there actually was carcinogens in hot dogs, that there is a conversion meter to cigarettes.
Hot dogs to cigarettes?
Yes, it's a real thing. I'll look it up right now.
That take years off your lives or something? Is that the...
Yeah.
That's my issue. Your buddy is signing up to literally shorten his lifespan. Is this guy married?
No.
Girlfriend? Prospects?
I don't know.
His significant other should advise against this. In fact, if I was his significant other, I would devise a scheme in which he can fake eating 58 hot dogs and somehow not let his body consume all of that, because it'll be absolutely terrible for his health.
Hot dogs are a Group 1 carcinogen by the IARC. I don't know.
Yeah, don't give us acronyms with no...
Maybe someone out there, okay, now I actually care what you're saying. Reputable source.
NAACP. Here's what I'll say about this whole hot dog consumption thing and fantasy football punishments in general. Did we agree to that before the season?
Yes, this was agreed upon.
Okay, so yeah,
there's a lot of debate. Some people wanted a beer mile. Some people wanted some other challenges.
Let's do that.
Some people didn't want any punishment.
That was me. I'm sure that was me. That was my vote.
But I said we got to have a punishment if you're going to have a league that has everyone care to the last snap.
Most ridiculous fantasy football punishment you've either experienced or heard of. Tell us right now here on Theoretically Speaking in the Happy Hour, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. CCATS League, we have to eat 58 hot dogs if you come in last place. 58 dogs in a week. That's I honestly would have to. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I came in last, I would lie to you. I would lie. I'm not doing that to my body.
Come on, man.
Yeah, how are you keeping track? Like when he does decide
the
week that he decides to do this, like does he have to send you a picture and hold up like a sign that says like 1, 2, or is it the honor system?
I need to see the video.
Whoa.
I will go through,
58
I'll
of them?
comb through it all, and I will speed it up.
Sounds like Black Webs.
And I will watch every single bite of every single hot dog. Listen, I rule with an iron fist in this league. We had to kick someone out last year because they wouldn't pay their dues.
Oh, yeah, gotta do that.
That's not how you got in. No, we wanted to expand the league to bigger and brighter things.
Okay.
That's how you made the cut.
Wow, I feel special. Devontae in the YouTube chat says, "Can you cut the hot dogs up?"
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You got to eat the bun. It's buns and dogs, like
Okay.
they do with the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
And we did have a conversion for pigs in a blanket. 4 pigs in a blanket equals 1 hot dog.
I probably would do pigs in a blanket for breakfast.
Okay.
You know?
I like that.
Condiments?
More than fine.
Dress it up if you want.
Encouraged
Okay.
even.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we also have a tribute clause where if someone in the league wants to help you out, they can eat 4 hot dogs equals 1 hot dog out of the league losers total.
Oh, okay.
So if someone wants to help the guy out.
If everyone in your league ate 4 hot dogs, it could like help them
Yep,
out.
it's
That'd be like
minus 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
11 dogs off the total. I might
That'd be that's nice.
Would you help out a friend in need, even though you've never met this guy?
see, but I have to go. The issue is, I would help him out, but I would have to be at one of the only appropriate. I've told y'all about the appropriate places to eat.
I don't know. In the comfort of your own home, curtains
that
drawn
doesn't
in the
count.
darkness.
Not at the movie theater.
No.
Number 4.
At the movie theater.
Not at the movie theater.
That is it's in there. It
That's
is.
Number
insane.
4.
At the movie theater is an appropriate place to order a hot dog.
You can, but then again, you're paying out of pocket for 4 movie theater hot dogs. It's pretty expensive.
Okay, well then I could always just skip forward to
Number 1.
cookout. You know, I could go to a couple of ballparks.
Number 2.
That's the ballpark.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Just go to a game.
Ballpark Frank.
Okay. And you will video yourself eating 4 hot dogs. We need video proof.
That's the only thing. I don't want to video myself eating 4 hot dogs.
Well, neither does the league loser, but that comes to the price of doing business.
I would help a brother out.
It's nice of you because I never met this guy. This is one of my high school friends who came in last place, who traded for a bunch of picks for this year, but he's got a penance to pay.
Yeah.
He'll do 4 Hail Marys.
I just want him to. I want him to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? I want him to see his kids grow up. And I feel like 58 hot dogs in a week might cut against that.
I thought about doing it in solidarity for a second.
What?
Just hopping along the ride and being, you know what? You know how was it George Washington who was on like the first horse in one of the Revolutionary Wars?
Yeah, just you know
What?
ceremoniously.
Exactly. Like, wait a second. That's who my leader is.
Yeah.
And he's willing to risk himself.
All right.
I'm the league commissioner. I'm going to eat several hot dogs. Maybe I'll even do 58 with the guy.
I know where you're doing at.
Number 5.
Golf course.
Could be the golf course. I've got the bachelor pad now.
No,
I might
that's not a good place for hot dog. No, absolutely not at the bachelor pad. All right. Now I will literally call the FBI. I will literally call the. You better be hosting a damn cookout.
You ever seen the movie Disturbia?
No.
Really good movie.
Really?
Shia LaBeouf's in it.
Oh, I probably haven't.
He's like under house arrest and he notices something funny going on with his neighbor, and like the only thing he can do to entertain himself. Yeah, so you will have people looking through my curtains and spying on me and seeing the damage that I'm doing to my own body by eating 8 hot dogs a day.
And there will be a hostile takeover of your home. We're gonna have a standoff. We're gonna get you out of there. Please don't do that. Again, 888-760-3776. Fantasy football punishments. Let us know. Give us some ideas because we need one for this upcoming year in our fantasy football league as well. Mm-hmm. And also, we got to get to that cocktail of the day on the other side with Tina. So stick around right here. Again, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Pull up on your boys and your gal. It's Emotion Monday on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. But I do, before we go to break, want to tell you that for our Fantasy Football League, we got people in all kind of states, all across the nation. And yeah, we want to get them out here to South Florida to do a little bit of a fantasy football draft in person. But also, once they experience the beauty, the luxury, the palm trees, the ambiance that is South Florida, they might just say, damn it, I'm moving.
Exactly.
I'm moving.
But they've got a lot of stuff.
Oh, they got stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that are great with stuff, with moving said stuff.
Oh.
Safebound Moving and Storage. All right, it's South Florida's most trusted moving company. So whether you're moving out of Florida, within Florida, or to Florida, Safebound Moving and Storage is the company to go with. They are the good people that can help you handle business. They've got the experience, the expertise, and the 5-star customer service you can rely on. Hell, my little sister relied on it. She moved from Florida to Georgia using Safebound Moving and Storage. You should tap in as well. They got a trained team of experts. It's family owned. It is based in West Palm Beach. Most importantly, moving sucks. Like actually moving yourself is an abysmal process. I have had to pay security deposits because I've banged up, the frames of doorways, trying to push couches out of certain rooms. I have strained muscles, and I consider myself a fit guy, but I'm not a professional mover. If you have a move on the horizon, go with Safebound Moving and Storage. You're safe with Safebound. Safebound Moving and Storage. Cocktail of the day, plus the one and only option for the Cleveland Browns when it comes to their quarterback obligation. You call it a competition. I call it an obligation. I give you the answer on the other side. That's CCAT. That's Tina. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into an epic win is in your hand. Hard Rock Bet. Bet it, parlay it, boost it. However you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime a line, prop, or parlay catches your eye. And withdraw cash when you want it. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on. The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
For more than 40 years, 4 decades, Actors Rep has been a creative home for bold storytelling, transformative arts, education, and local talent right here in West Palm Beach. Now, this beloved nonprofit theater is in urgent need of your help. We're raising $40,000 to keep the stage alive at Bob Carter's Actors Rep, and every dollar counts. So log in, donate today at GoFundMe.com/SaveActorsRep and help us keep the curtain rising for generations to come. Let's keep the arts alive together. Bob Carter's Actors Rep right there in downtown West Palm Beach. We need your help. Need to be able to raise some money. And it was a great stage and a great location for our Punchline Picks bet payoff when C-Cat and I had a theoretically funny night doing some stand-up comedy. Dean Thomas hosted it. We had an opener and a closer of some improv comedians, and C-Cat and myself got the stage rocking with some little stand-up comedy.
I think that was executed very well in every sense of the word. I'm not pumping our own tires, but everything around it was spectacular. But we also kind of need to continue our conversation from before the break, a punishment for this year.
Yes.
Because it will again be Theo Dorsey and C-Cat versus Russo and Rizzo in a picks against the spread competition.
Yeah.
And I don't think you run the same thing back. I think you need something special again.
Yeah, we got to do something unique. That was fun. Now, do we keep the same name for the contest, though? Because we called it Punchline Picks based on what we knew the punishment to be. But maybe Punchline Picks it sticks because it's the origin, it's the roots. It'll give us nostalgia. 10 years from now when we're doing Punchline Picks, we'll be like, remember when we did the stand-up show?
Oh, I don't know, because Punchline Picks is a great name because the line in Gambling Lines and Punchline and the jokes, I think we need a new name and a new punishment.
Wow.
So we got to get to the writer's room on that one and try to plan that one up. And the format was you're making 6 picks against the spread. One of them is worth double, and you operate from there. And whichever show has the better record against the spread at the end of divisional round of the NFL season makes the other one suffer the punishment.
Let's how about this? We are going to make sure we come up with something like that together. We also need to come up with a good strategy for how we're going to execute punchline.
You don't want to
picks
lose
since
2
we
years in a row?
I would hate that. I would hate that, especially to those knuckleheads because they're going to rub it in our face. Russo and Rizzo, 4 o'clock here on ESPN 106.3. But let's maybe get a cocktail of the day. It's the happy hour. Tina's been itching to get this cocktail to us, so serve it up.
Today was the first day of school for most kids.
Perfect. So let's get some cocktails going.
Yes. Some parents might be wanting this after school when they pick them up. The back to school teeny. You've got vodka, coconut rum, apple juice, grenadine, and an apple slice for garnish.
It pairs perfectly with a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I was about to say.
or chicken nuggets.
The little carton of strawberry milk. The little mini carton of strawberry milk.
It actually tastes best at like 10:30 a.m.
Yes. Right there in the cafeteria, you check out. You punch in your little school ID, check out, and there goes your back to school teeny.
Yes.
That sounds absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, I gotta be honest.
Disgusting flavors mixed together.
There's also a teacher's pet cocktail.
Okay, let's hear that one.
It says combine spiced rum, apple cider, and ginger ale in a highball glass with ice.
I'm in.
Yeah?
I'm in. And I'm a former associate teacher in the Houston Independent School District. I both taught PE and on the elementary level for a long-term sub spot, and I also taught 9th grade English out there at a high school, North Houston Early College High School. So if one of those kids wanted to be a teacher's pet, they should have had their parents buy that for me because it would be illegal for them to be able to purchase it. But I would have loved that drink.
Did you say apple cider was in it?
Apple cider.
Apple cider is the most underrated beverage of all time.
Well, no, ginger beer would like to have a word.
Really?
They're right there. People do. Apple cider has a whole season.
No, because it shares it with pumpkin spice and pumpkin drinks.
That's true.
Technically, but it's a seasonal vibe. Eggnog has a season. Apple cider has a season. Ginger beer, it needs a season. It's a year-round delicacy.
You've ever sipped on ginger beer without it mixed with something?
I have. It's actually good. It's a slow sip.
Doesn't ginger ale kick its ass? Like, there's a reason why it's second in command?
No. There's no real ginger in that.
If ginger beer was so good, we'd have that when we're sick and not ginger ale.
There's no real ginger in ginger ale. Ginger is in ginger beer. And also, you know who would agree with me? I wish I could have talked to him about it, but our very own friend of the show, 1998 Heisman winner, Ricky Williams, who was a herbalist. Is it herbalist or herbalist?
Well, it's never herbalist. It's never a strong H in the word
herbalist.
Herb. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I always want to do that. He's an herbalist. He's also an astronomer, and he's a former NFL running back, and he's big on ginger beer too. I wanted to talk to him about our shared love for ginger beer, and he would have never put apple cider in the same conversation with ginger beer.
Dude, apple cider, and listen, I grew up in the Northeast, so a lot of apple orchards. That's the center of like leaf tourism. Like people will fly up there just to drive the roads and see the changes of the colors of the leaves.
So stupid, but yes.
People, it happens.
I know, it's a really popular thing. I just can't. Won't they call them like leafers or something?
Yeah, there's a word for it that I did not get correct, but yes. But it's also the home of a lot of apple orchards, and I'm not even going into Pandora's box of hard cider, which is my favorite alcoholic beverage. Just apple cider. It's got the little silt at the bottom when you don't mix it right. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And you can even warm it up.
I know.
Come on now.
Warm or cold, it is a good drink. Apple cider it's undoubtedly good. But
thank you.
I mean, if I had 2 cups in front of me right here, one of them had apple cider, the other one had ginger beer. Served up however which way you want them. And then I said, yeah, you take your choice.
I would probably go with the apple cider.
Thank you.
Only because I've only had ginger beer in Moscow Mules. Like, it's been mixed with things, so I've never had it on its own.
As a matter of fact,
New
listen,
experiences.
Apple cider should just take over the apple game. Like, restaurants should not be serving apple juice. In the juice aisle, it should not be apple juice. Apple cider should take precedent because it is the apple beverage that is preferred.
I like apple juice, though, so.
You lost one.
Blind taste test, if you had both in front of you.
No,
and you asked which one do you want another sip of, I think you'd go apple cider.
Well, probably.
Because apple cider is more, it feels like it's more pure. It feels like you're actually like drinking apples, whereas a lot of apple juices are super duper watered down.
I got to look up the difference now. What is the difference between apple cider and apple juice?
I think with apple cider, there's some cinnamon infused into it. It does feel like there's cinnamon infused into it, and also I think it's like pure. That's that pure. You feel me? You cut apple juice gets cut. It's a lot. It gets cut like 20 different ways.
Apple cider is typically unfiltered and unpasteurized, resulting in a cloudy brownish appearance with a richer, tangier flavor, while apple juice, on the other hand, is filtered to remove solids, resulting in a clear, light-colored liquid, often with sweeteners and preservatives to extend shelf life.
It's less pure. It's not pure.
It's milk right from the udder.
It's like no, I'm not going to make the drug reference, but it's like
okay, you cut some stuff into some drugs.
Yeah. You know how like some drug dealers will get, the pure brick and then they'll cut it and sell it to common folks on the street. It's the difference. And I don't know I do not do any of these drugs.
This is cornmeal. This isn't what I asked for.
Exactly. You got all these additives in it so that you can, you're cutting it so that you can obviously get more bang for your buck when you sell it. Whereas apple cider is that pure. That's that pure.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love me some apple cider over apple juice, but I would love ginger beer over both of them.
All right.
And that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Yeah, where's my gavel? Damn it. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
It's about to be a surgical summer.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
SHEDEUR was pretty surgical against the Panthers. Dotting them up. And I do think that we are going to get a SHEDEUR Sanders-led Browns team on September 7th, 1 o'clock kickoff. What do they call that Brown Stadium?
Acrisure,
yeah. Or is that not? That's the Steelers, I thought now.
You're right.
Yeah. Whatever the hell they call in that, whatever that stadium. I will say, man, it's gorgeous. The fact that it's right there off the lake. That lake is stinky as hell out there in Cleveland.
Just
everywhere in downtown Cleveland, it smelled
stinky?
horrendous. It felt like I was standing next to a landfill. That is no knock to the city of Cleveland. I think it's because in the summertime, it's just like the aroma that comes off the lake gets heated up and then it gets wafted over.
Ew.
And you eventually adjust to it, but it's always a shock when you walk from inside to outside after being inside for a while. It just hits you.
Can't be worse than New York City smell, though.
You're right.
Simply can't. Whatever aroma comes from the water there can't be worse than the garbage on the streets in New York City in the summer.
Well, it's the garbage on the streets. It's the urination that just is all over the concrete that gets heated up and evaporates up into the air. It is the concrete jungle. It is more like a landfill.
Garbage juice. Oh, garbage juice. It just
And the weirdest thing is you'll have a street food cart set up right like in the midst of all of that, and I'm like, I don't want those aromas hitting my street meat.
It's a certain percentage of taste, isn't it? What
has
things
to.
smell like?
Yes. And that aroma has to be seeping into that food as well. That's the only reason why. Like, I love me some street meats out in the city, but I'm very careful. Bad smells put you in a bad mood when it comes to one to eat.
You ever see that lady who like will have a stalk of broccoli in one hand and a chocolate bar in the other hand, and she will take a strong whiff of the bar of chocolate and take a bite of the broccoli, and it apparently makes it taste better. It's a real thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen something like this on TikTok, or maybe it was just a lady that just eats vegetables like a rabbit, and I think that she's weird. Not only for doing it, but for videoing it.
Yeah, I enjoy vegetables when they get doused in ranch. Like I'm always hounding the vegetable tray at a get-together.
Yeah.
The ones you can buy just pre-made. You pop the top off and it's all there. You peel off the ranch dressing. That's when I eat vegetables.
You know what sounds good? A good crunch of like a carrot or celery. That's like it's an appeasing
like that noise
bite sound. Yeah, it's crisp.
Yeah.
It's like a bite of an apple. Some foods sound nasty when people chew it, like spaghetti or macaroni and cheese, but like a bite of a crisp piece of celery or something. Like a yes. Yes.
Ooh.
It's kind of satisfactory. Does something to you. Am I tripping? Like this is a real thing. I'm not the only one. Oh, now I'm weird. Now y'all just looking at me. Am I the TikTok lady with the damn chocolate bar and the broccoli?
Yeah.
I just like
you like
good sound.
ASMR.
Yeah. Go in love. Go in peace. Go enjoy some broccoli. The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star